Hello, I'm Pete George, and we are live on Game Changers with Vicki Abelson. Our guest tonight is Daniel Aranda.
Aranda.
Thank you. Good, very good.
Woo! Play it, Daniel.
Oh, this is my new song. Last night.
Oh, he's got the accent on him. I'm into it.
Last night I had a dream. I saw a friend I thought I'd never see again. Last night I went to sleep. I saw a smile hadn't seen for a while. Was it you looking at me? Or was it someone else? Or someone else's love I felt? Was it you caught in a dream? Or was it just a thought? And nothing's ever real at all. It only felt like forever. I only hope that you'd remember me. It was you looking at me, holding out your arms, showing me I'm safe from harm. It was you caught in a dream, only to fade away, 'cause I fell to my knees and prayed. Last night I woke up crying in bed with a bullet running through my head. Last night I stayed awake with a hope you'd see just how much you meant to me. I love you.
Oh.
Hope you enjoyed it.
You
Thank
love
you.
me. I'm
I
so
do.
Daniel Aranda. I can say the I can't roll the R, but I
It's
can.
just close enough.
It's
I like
close.
it. Yeah, it's good.
Okay, so Daniel is our friend from Australia. First of all, is everybody okay at home?
Everybody's good. We're not too far from where the fires are happening. So
Oh, he's got his accent on.
Yes,
I
yes.
begged him to have his accent on.
I'm pushing real
Push
hard.
it. Because when he walked in, he had like no accent. I was like, wait a minute, what is this?
Pushing. All the shrimps are on the barbie.
All
now,
the
so
shrimps
it's-
are on the barbie. That was Penny is doing flames.
Oh, good.
We got the hi Penny. We got the flames going on. Yeah, he's hot. Fabulous, she said. So how far are you from How far were you from harm's way?
Most of my family lives in Sydney, which is there's been stuff about maybe 2 hours close to that. Yeah, it's been pretty bad. I didn't see much of it with my own eyes, but I was on tour in December, and as I was leaving off the plane, I could see it. You know, it was pretty bad.
It's just been devastation.
Yeah, it's sad.
We've had our share of California fires, which have been horrible, but Australia's just got wow. I mean, all the wildlife that's been destroyed.
Yeah, there's a lot that's been missing. I think that was like 1.5 billion animals or something.
What?
That's a ridiculous number.
And are there species that are going to be extinct now?
They think that it's getting close to that. I think they call it functional extinction, where it's at that.
Where it's like dangerously, like there one guy and one girl left.
Pretty
oh my
much.
God, it's not funny. I'm sorry that I don't mean to make light
No,
of it.
no,
It's
I mean,
horrific.
It is.
But were you there when all that was happening?
For some of it, I caught the tail end of when it was pretty bad. I'd come back from Africa, and
we're going to talk about that.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about that. You've been to Africa more than once.
A few times. Yeah.
Okay, so 23 years old, already have this. My brother's on. Hi, Jan. You already have like this whole career going on. We're going to talk about how that happened, but what I find even more impressive than your career, which is very impressive for a 23-year-old, is all the activism that you're involved with. How did that start for you?
Well, I mean, to be quite honest, we had wanted to play a show somewhere that was not always in Australia or LA or in Europe. So we thought that Africa would be a fun place to play and get to see some beautiful parts of that continent. And we decided to play in Uganda. And
how long ago was this?
2017, I think was the first time, May. And we did it, and we did a charity initiative for it. The money from the concert went to raising money to provide a borehole for natural groundwater access for those that didn't have it, and it worked. It was very good. Everybody was happy, and it was something that was very fulfilling for us, and even more so for those that needed it and deserved it.
Did you go there and you were going to play, and it just so happened that it was a fundraiser, and so you kind of got into it that way?
Before we had planned the show, I did a fair bit of research, and I said, what would be the right thing to do if we gave back to people that are going to be kind enough to listen to my trash music. So we...
Don't be nice to my friend Daniel. Hi, Rose. Hi, Robert. Hi, Mary Ellen. I'm saying hi to people. Penny. Who else do we have to say hello to? Billy. Hey, Christine. Bruce. So I want to take a little segue from your illustrious career and all the fabulous activism you're doing, because I just want to talk a couple practical matters. So today has been the last couple of days very intense for me. Okay. And for those of you looking at me, I am not this voluminous. This is my sweater, and Pete George is saying that everyone's going to know that it's a sweater, and it's not. I am voluminous, but I'm not as this voluminous. And you're meeting me, so you don't believe me. But I actually am more voluminous because I just found out in the last couple of days that I have this crazy thing called Hashimoto's, which I thought was a Japanese restaurant also. That's what David brought. I thought, we're going to eat some sushi. No. So, and it turns out that, I haven't really been an ill person in my life. I've been really healthy. I've been blessed. But, like when you don't feel well and you just kind of push through it, and you just, like, if you have to do a show, I mean, I was an actress, and there were times when I did plays when I had 104 fever, because you just got to do it, and you push through, right? So what I didn't realize is that I've been pushing through for, like, months. And I was so used to pushing through that I didn't even realize I was pushing through. So all of these things, like Pete was saying to me the last couple of weeks, you're a little low energy tonight. Loud, always. Pete's being very quiet. You can say hi, Pete.
Hey!
Pete!
I don't feel voluminous.
You don't feel...
I feel anti-voluminous.
You're a skinny bean.
Yes.
But it turns out that the reason why I've gained 10 pounds is because of this Hashimoto. Hashimoto is some wicked guy. I don't know. Hashimoto is wicked. So really fatigue, gain weight, itchy. I'm like on a medicine for an itch. The doctor didn't bother to find out why I was itchy, just gave me medicine for it. Well, it turns out there's a reason for this thing. And anyway, it's this thyroid thing, and it does all this weird stuff. So I was all excited because they found out what it is. So now I'm going to take medicine. It turns out the doctor I went to didn't even notice it. I saw the numbers. He didn't even... Wow. He said, "Oh, you don't have rheumatoid arthritis." Yeah, but what about my thyroid? And so then it turns out I go through all of this, go for extra tests, and he can't be my doctor. So I spent the entire day on the phone trying to find... And you go to Yelp. Do you go to Yelp for things? Do you use Yelp?
Occasionally I check those reviews to see what's worth it.
Occasionally? I gotta tell you, Yelp... Do you use Yelp, Pete?
Not for a vasectomy.
You laugh. You laugh. But I'm telling you, I found like my favorite doctor in LA on Yelp. She had something like 500 5-star reviews, and they're all true. Yeah. And when you find something like that, go. And sometimes people just go on Yelp and they just bitch, but because of their personal experience. But I gotta say that when I've gone to doctors, I would rather have a reference from Yelp than from another doctor because it's unbiased.
Yeah, it is pretty accurate.
It's amazing. Yeah. I mean, you can tell the people that are just disgruntled. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But so have you had any health woes?
Not much. I don't think anything's really.
Oh, I thought you were at Cedars. I thought
I was at an appendectomy.
all right, that's.
I had to get the appendix taken out. And that was the first time I got the gas thing. Oh. And you just don't believe that it's actually going to knock you out. Yeah. You're going 10, 9, 8. Yeah, nothing's going to.
And then you wake up and it's over. And you had no idea that you went through it.
So that part was neat, but yeah.
Well, appendix, that's a. So how often do you come to? You had it done in LA. How often?
As often as I can. I live in Sydney, in Australia at the moment.
You travel a lot, though. I see your Facebook.
A little too much, yeah. But I enjoy it. It's good to see some.
And you eat well when you travel.
You know what? I've got this diet that I've started over the past 2 years, right, where I just go to the gym every day. Mm-hmm. At morning and night, and just eat crap.
Wait a minute. You go to the gym twice a day?
I go to the gym twice a day. So I do very early morning and very late at night. Wow. When I can.
Okay.
But that allows me to eat nothing but Taco Bell, Jack in the Box, and things like that. So I can.
No, but you eat. I've seen you like check out the cuisine of the places that you're at.
I do.
I've seen you eat at some fine restaurants. So do you have a favorite LA bistro or anything?
I eat a lot in Beverly Hills. There's some good restaurants. That's where I'm usually at when I'm here. There's one called Cafe Roma, which is schmick. My background's Italian, so I like a good.
So what's Aranda? Is that
Aranda is Chilean. My dad's from Chile, and my mom's from Italy.
What part of Italy?
Calabria, which is in the south.
Pete, any illnesses we can talk about? See, now I was saying, like, if this would have happened to me last week when we had Bruce Valanche on, or the week before with Lee Sklar, then I could talk illnesses. We could probably talk illnesses for an hour. But I've got a 23-year-old. We're going nowhere.
I have not even had a common cold or a sore throat in 2.5 years.
Wow.
But before that, I was sick 5 months in a row.
From what?
From a cold. I think I was just really stressed and the immune system was down, but I've been fine ever since. And
yeah, so have I. This is really... but look what could have happened but you had a gallstone the size of a football, you said.
Yeah, the size of how big... It was huge, like a 1-inch stone, yeah. That was horrific, but that was the best thing I've ever done, so...
What do you mean?
Having the surgery.
Oh,
the pain, it was just... it went on for a few years, and finally, it's time. And I got it done. I was on stage in Canada, middle of the show, and had a horrible attack.
Ooh.
Had to end the show.
Really?
Yeah.
What do you tell the people?
Well, like last week, it was 15% less painful because of the exchange rate.
No, he did not go there. Yes, he did. Okay, we've been talking about illnesses. Oh, Mary Ellen's daughter has Hashimoto's. I'm sorry. That's usually a middle-aged disease. Turns out my mother had it. I didn't even know.
Hashimoto's. I've never heard of it.
No. I hadn't.
Sounds like Benihana or something.
I know. It's food. It makes me hungry. But no soy allowed when you have Hashimoto. No. So, yeah, I have to go gluten-free, soy-free, sugar-free, dairy.
Have you had that gluten-free stuff?
You know.
I can't do it.
I went gluten-free. I did paleo for 6 weeks.
Yes, that's good.
And I have to say, I felt better. I looked better. But I was eating too many nuts. So I did it to lose weight. And it didn't work for that reason. But I really felt better. No, gluten does do weird things.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
But at least now you can go to Blaze and get a gluten-free pizza.
Well, I tried the gluten-free pizza.
Not good.
Not at Blaze, but I remember I had it and it was just...
awful, nasty.
It was just nasty. I told my family, and they said in their very, thick Italian accent, "Why do you want to try this gluten-free? This will not exist for us." So.
Yeah, but in Italy, everything is so pure. I mean, things don't have preservatives and chemicals, and I can remember going to Italy, and the first thing I tasted was a tomato.
Yeah,
and
that's how
I have never tasted a tomato, and I've had great Jersey tomatoes since nothing was like it, and bread tastes like semolina. Just everything just tastes like
the real deal.
Wow.
Let's
it's
go
amazing.
Eat now.
Let's go eat. So, actually, after we wrap the show, we're going to go out to the write-off room. Anybody who's in LA, we're going to go to the write-off room and see Leslie Smith give his farewell concert with Teresa James and Terry Wilson and Herman Matthews and Snuffy Walden. Everybody's going to be out there. It's going to be fun. All right, let's get to Daniel. Look, we've gone 30 minutes. I haven't even talked to you. So, you're a little kid in Australia. Are your parents musical?
My dad plays. He's not a professional musician, but he plays. I think that's where I probably got it from.
What does he play? He plays guitar.
Yeah.
Does he play? He's Chilean. Does he play Spanish Castilian
does
guitar?
a bit of that.
That
kind of
flamenco.
That flamenco stuff.
Nice. And did he teach you?
He taught me a little bit. I did a couple lessons when I was in high school.
You didn't start playing till high school?
Yeah, I started when I was, I think, 12. I hated it, the lesson. I just wanted to play country music at the time, and I didn't do that.
You have some country flavor in your stuff. I've noticed that.
I just started teaching myself.
Is country music big in Australia?
It is, but it's a very different type of country music.
Like, can you give us a taste?
Oh,
all right. I won't.
You don't want to hear it. Look, it's like.
Like who?
We have our idiosyncrasies in Australia, but the outback and things like that is this very kind of thick accent thing, which I guess is good. It's just not quite my style. I prefer Texas country and things like that. Yeah.
So, were you exposed to a lot of American music?
Well, I'll tell you something quick. I haven't actually mentioned this, but this is good. I've never been asked. When I was maybe 6 or 7, my parents had split up. Mm-hmm. So my dad moved somewhere else, and I stayed with my mom. And when my dad was packing up his stuff, he left behind a record player, and inside the record player was a record of the very best of the Beach Boys. So my mom was a teacher and was studying at college and stuff, so she was away a lot during the day. My dad was a flight attendant, so he was away at night, only child, so I had a lot of me time. And I just remembered that record.
I can't believe you grew up with records, because you're young to have grown up with records.
I'm lucky to have had that. So being exposed to that kind of music at an early age, I think that gave me a little kick.
So, like, what was the pop music when you were... Because they say the music that we hear when we're early teens is the music that we kind of take with us through life?
I never heard any of the modern pop music when I was a kid. And it wasn't because I didn't want to, it was just I never did. I grew up listening to bands like Beach Boys, Beatles, The Clash.
Was that because of your mom, or was it because your
dad?
Your dad.
Yeah.
Your dad was into the stuff.
He thankfully shoved it down my throat. So
I love that. Is he proud of you?
I think, yeah. At most times.
Yeah. So when you were a little kid, before music was the thing, what did you think you wanted to do with your life?
I always wanted to be an actor.
An actor?
Yeah, it didn't quite face out that way. I'm not very good.
Can we hear Daniel? Because you're very soft spoken. I'm hoping people. Can everybody at home hear Daniel?
I heard him fine.
You're hearing. Let us know. Hi, Michelle. Hi, Lori. Let us know if you can hear Daniel, because I'm maybe, maybe all of a sudden since last week I'm just completely aging out. I might be 90.
I think because I got this Italian family and this
loud
Latino family. It was like, ooh. So I think when I got older, I said maybe I should turn it down a little bit.
That didn't work for me. I got to think about that. Maybe I can inhabit that now at this stage of my life. Okay, so you wanted to be an actor.
Yeah.
So what kind of TV, what kind of movies and TV were you watching in Australia back then?
I used to watch a lot of... I remember my favorite TV show, which is not relevant to me acting, was The Simpsons. But I think from the acting side, I used to like watching... The Twilight Zone was always on. Mm-hmm. You had old American TV? I used to watch a lot of old American TV.
Were movies a big thing in your youth, or not so much?
Yeah, they were. I didn't go to the movies very much, but I would watch it at home. The Bold and the Beautiful was on a lot as well. I think that's why I think that's why I can't act, because that was my inspiration. So.
All right, that's funny. So did you act in school plays?
Yeah, I did. I did acting and drama and stuff in school. Music, of course, and it was good.
Is that still something you'd like to pursue?
If it ever comes up, there's a few musicians that segue into different parts of the entertainment industry. I guess I would be willing to take a job.
But it's not something you're actively pursuing?
Not something I'm actively pursuing.
Okay. So when when was what was your first band, or your first starting to play out?
First show I ever did was at the Police Citizens Youth Club in Sydney, or one of them, and I did this show for 5 people were there or something like that.
That's a good start.
It was a good start, yeah. And I did of all songs, because what I noticed was the other bands that were lined up were metal bands. So I learned Enter Sandman by Metallica very quickly before the show, and I did it, horrendously, but it pulled off, and it was good. That was the first thing I ever did.
How old were you?
15, I think.
And so when did this start to become? Did you go to school? So did you?
Yeah, I did. I got expelled from a few. I went to a few schools. Yeah, I did.
Got expelled. So let's talk about that. So what kind? So you're a little troublemaker, Daniel?
I was a bit of a little shit.
Yeah? Like, what was your trouble?
I was just was very distracted, was never interested, I guess, in school. I didn't do too badly with grades and stuff, but I just probably wasn't a lot of fun for teachers to teach.
Did you act out?
Yeah. That would be
were you like a bit of a bad boy?
Yeah, I think so.
A bit of a bad boy. Drugs?
No, never. I've never even done weed, so...
Good for you.
I'm pretty square.
Alcohol?
Occasionally.
But
that's the thing with the Italian culture, is that we have a glass of wine when I'm like 5 or 6 years old, so it was never like a big thing when I grew up.
Mm-hmm. That's good. So just in general, bad boy.
Yeah. Can you imagine if I was doing those things?
Yeah, that would be hell on wheels.
Yeah.
So you were getting expelled. When did music become a career for you?
Well, I think it was when I left school. I realized, how kind of, am I allowed to swear?
Yes.
How bullshit, high school is. You don't learn to do taxes. You don't learn any life skills. And
that's a good point.
And because I went to a Catholic private school, it was like this ultra, just weird alternate reality, and then you get out and you start to see, okay, the real world's a lot cooler than a Catholic college. And so I think I just kind of mellowed out, started doing my music, traveled, did my stuff. I was like,
When did you start to write?
First song I ever wrote was when I was in 9th grade. How old would that be? Shit, how old are you in 9th grade? What's that, like 15-ish?
14.
14? Yeah,
14, 15,
that sounds about right.
It's called Safari Beach. It's the first song.
Can you play us a little?
I remember the intro.
Okay, give us the intro. Nice.
Yes,
that's pretty good.
Rock and roll.
I like it. And so you started young, and then when did you have your first song that you actually recorded?
The first release I ever had that was legit was a live release. I played at the Mint, which is
here.
Was that Melrose?
One of those.
Yeah. I played. It was myself, Jeremy Lappert, who was a saxophonist for Brian Setzer. We had Bobby Figueroa from the Beach Boys was on.
How did you manage to connect with players like this?
Swindled.
No.
Swindled. I used my chutzpah.
Yeah, you chutzpah. I love it. No, seriously, how did you... Okay, let's go back. How did your career... Okay, so you're in Australia. You've gotten out of school.
Yep.
What happens?
Have
you already recorded?
No,
never.
I got out of school. The job I was doing while I was in school was concreting. I did that from when I was 14 to 17.
Okay.
Left school, did flight attending for like 8 months.
How was that?
Tiring and boring, but the travel was neat. The actual job itself, I didn't get much out of.
Okay, so is that how your lust for travel started?
Perhaps. I think I got used to it, and I think a lot of people are intimidated by travel. And I just kind of, there's a lot of things about travel that I don't like.
Like what?
But like the fatigue and things like that, the change, just the airports.
So where were you flying when you were like what run were you on?
When I was doing the flight attending, here, LA.
So that's how you came to come to.
That's how I was doing. Getting to know people.
How long is the flight from Sydney to LA?
12 and a half, 13.
Yeah, that's pretty brutal.
The longest one we did was Dallas to Sydney direct was 18 and a half. That was gross.
Okay, so now when you're working as a flight attendant on a flight like that, how do you make that manageable?
We get to sleep on it. Well, we did get to sleep on it, which was good. They had some bunks on the plane. You got to entertain yourself. Pretend like you give a shit about what the other flight attendants are talking about.
And you have to walk up. You must have to do that a lot to just keep yourself.
You could pour the water, chicken piccata or beef stroganoff.
The chicken piccata. That sounds like a good airline, chicken piccata. That's a lot better than JetBlue. So you came when you first came to LA. Did you check out the music? Were you checking out the music scene?
I did. I was going to a lot of the venues and stuff. I used to go to things like the Vibe Room, State Social House, all those kind of local...
I mean, you're only 23 now, so how long ago was this?
This was 2015 or 16, I can't remember.
So you were underage?
I was, yeah.
And you had no trouble getting into these places?
Wow. Well, because I'd play at them, they would never check.
So, but you weren't playing at the beginning. You were still a flight attendant.
There was a couple places that most of them I did get into. Some others I did.
Did you have fake ID? Come on, you had to have fake.
I'm not going to answer that
question.
You
had to have fake ID.
No, but it was good. And when we did I think I was 19 when I played at the Mint. Mm-hmm. And they didn't.
Okay, so now how did you connect with all those players?
I've always been a big Beach Boys fan. They're my favorite band. I think the quintessential American pride of music.
Hi, Rob Bonfiglio. We're talking about you.
I hope he hears this. And Trouble Again, listen to his album.
We were talking about Trouble Again.
Perfect.
An incredible song. I'm going to have you back to play that.
Absolutely.
Ron Bonfiglio plays with Brian Wilson.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he's one of the few that has actually played with both of the touring acts, the Beach Boys and Brian
There you
Wilson,
go.
which is pretty neat. But yeah, so I just reached out to, the first one I reached out to was a really good friend of mine now, Bobby Figueroa, who played drums with the Beach Boys for.
And how did you reach out? How did you make that connection?
Bugged him on Facebook enough until he, decided to play with some strange Aussie kid.
And you were just a kid.
I guess so. If you ever look at the video, check out Daniel Aranda.
Aranda.
Back to Brazil, live in Los Angeles. And you can see I'm wearing a shirt that's like 10 sizes too big for me. So
you mean kind of like this? I just remembered this is an extra large. I'm not an extra large. I'm a small to medium. So this really is ridiculous. It's an extra large. It's an extra large. You know what you haven't said in a really long time?
What?
Look it.
I stopped saying it.
You stopped saying it.
Yeah.
I made Pete self-conscious. He's from Ohio, and he always says, "Look it."
Is that like
when I wanted to make a point, I would say, "Look it," so that people listen to me. Look it. And then they would listen.
Is that an Ohio saying that they use?
I just say it because nobody.
But he said it all the time. So then I started to say it all the time, and now he never says it at all.
I spent a little bit of time in Boston, and I love their slang. That
like what?
It's wicked paisan and things like that. That's pretty cool. I like
Boston.
Yeah.
Paisan. Hi Eileen. Hi Anthony. I forgot where I was going with that. Oh, so meeting these people. I was going to say that Facebook has been an unbelievable. That's how we met, right? You reached out to me on Facebook.
I think so.
I believe, and you offered to come. You said you were moving to LA.
Yep.
And I think you wanted to play at Women Who Write. I think it started from that, right?
Yes, I think that's.
Which we still have to make that.
A really great thing that you do.
Thank you. And the women would love it. The women would love him, right, Pete? The women would.
Well, I saw that when I had noticed that you had one of the best songwriters in the world, P.F. Sloan.
Oh my God, I loved P.F. Yeah.
Poet.
That's amazing that you know who he is. I'm
impressed. Absolutely. Yeah, that one of the first songs I played live was Eva Destruction.
See, now a lot of people don't know that that's his song. I fight with people about it all the time. Yeah, he was amazing. So, how about a little Beach Boys?
Want to hear Beach Boys?
Yeah, let's hear some.
I hope Rob hears this.
Rob!
Or I hope he doesn't if I screw it up. But...
I'll tag him.
Okay.
I'm going to tag him right now. Rob, come.
There he is.
Did he come? Well, I'm tagging him. Did he come? We'll see if he comes.
We'll see if he does.
But you can start without him. We'll start without him.
Okay. Since you moved me down, I've been out in my head. Come in late at night, mornings I just lay in bed.
Love, getting a lot of love.
Rhonda, you look so fine, and I know it wouldn't take much time for you to help me, Rhonda, help me get around my heart. Help me, Rhonda, 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 yeah. Oh, help me, Rhonda, help me,
So is that how you met? Did you meet everybody on Facebook? Because almost every guest that I get.
Seems like that's the case, I think.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is that how you met Rob?
Yes, it was. It was through the current percussionist for the Beach Boys, amazing player, Jim LaSpesa. He introduced me to Rob, and that's,
So you met him through Facebook,
yes.
And so therefore
it
Rob
always works back to Facebook.
It always kind of does work back to Facebook. Pete, did we meet from Facebook?
Yes. Yeah, or is it Tinder?
One of the two.
Yes. He just said a great version of "Help Me, Rhonda." That Rob, different Rob. Rob Compton. Okay, Pete, why don't you come over here and say hello and tell us where you're going to be and what you're doing while we take this little pause before we start talking.
Anti-reflective glasses on. You're 23?
I am.
So my son is 23, and he moves to LA tomorrow.
Oh, wow.
He's been driving across the country 9 days. 9 days in his van, sleeping in his van.
And tonight, where is he sleeping, Pete?
He is sleeping in Joshua Tree.
How cold is it going to be in Joshua Tree?
Like 30 tonight.
It's going to be 30 here. It's going to be brutal there.
Yeah, I told him. And he just said, no, I have a sleeping bag that's good for 18 below. And
okay.
I didn't know 18. Like, how do you, why not just 20? Like, how do you measure 18? What happens at 17?
Yeah,
you freeze.
But at 18, you're good.
That's right.
Yeah. At 18, you're still good. So, Pete, Pete is the rock and roll comedian.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, Pete, where are you going to be? Where's the next gig?
Oh, the big Youngstown, Ohio. Woo, the funny farm.
When are you going to Ohio?
First week of March.
Ohio, going to March. Look it.
Yeah, that's where I'm going. So, yeah.
Neat.
All right. Anything else you want to tell us?
No, I don't think so.
No?
No, just...
You're not voluminous. I'm like, really? Look at me. This is ridiculous. Look at the size of me.
Oh my God, you look like
I need a clothespin in the back or something.
You look like never mind.
Like
okay.
a what?
I don't know.
Oh, he said before I needed a carrot in my mouth because I look like a snowman. This is not a compliment.
Okay.
It's not a compliment.
I think I'm gonna go.
Okay, Pete.
Bye.
Thanks, Pete.
Leave it on
Pete George or a jet plane. So while we're also here, I'm going to say, because I'm looking in the thing and I see my roots, I'm going to get my hair done. And I have this fabulous hairdresser. When you move to LA, her name is Nicole Venables. She does actors and many television shows. And Hair Crush Love is her product. Fuck off. It's fabulous hairspray. And she's at the Ruby Begonia Salon in Studio City. She's fantastic, and her stuff is available at Friends Beauty Supply. We have she has all kinds of wonderful products. And I want to give a shout out to, if you ever need liner notes or cards for gigs. Yeah. So Rick Smolke of Quick Impressions in Chicago is my printer. He is a phenomenal person. He believes in artists. He does unbelievable things for artists. He doesn't charge them money because he believes in promoting art. He's the most philanthropic person I know. We're going to have to do a PSA for the veterans with Daniel before we go. Anyway, Rick made my tissue boxes. He's made my bookmarks, my business cards. I need new ones. And he's just a wonderful person. So if you need anything printed, Rick Smolke, Quick Impressions in Chicago. The links are on my show thing. They're all over the place, but he's somebody that I met on Facebook. He saw what I was doing. He reached out to me about 10 years ago, and he made swag for my events every single month. I had giveaways, tissue boxes, pads, calendars, and he just did it all because he believed in promoting the arts. That's somebody that...
He made a bunch of postcards. He made 500, 1,000 postcards for me, no
He's
charge.
He's such a good guy. And if you tell him that you heard about him on this show, he takes such good care of everybody anyway, but he'll take extra good care of you. And I'm sure give you a great price. So, and for you, I'm sure he'd be happy to do whatever he could do to help you. March is coming, Rose said. March is coming. So let's get back to... So you came to LA and you had your first gig at the Mint. You're 19. Do you have a CD? Do you have...
Nada.
Nothing. So...
Just my original songs that nobody's ever heard before.
And how was it received?
Pretty well.
Was it just, were you a solo?
What for that gig?
Yeah.
No, it was with the band.
Oh, you were with the band?
Yeah.
So now, how did you put that together?
We rehearsed.
But I mean, how did you coordinate it? Were you here for a while?
Not that much. Actually, I did it. I arrived around 1 o'clock in the afternoon to LA. The gig was at 7. So I got in. I braced myself, had a shower.
Oh, you had to have like jet lag crazy.
Straight to rehearsals, practiced it, and we went and did it.
But then, how did you connect with the players that were going to play with you? Facebook. So without ever having played together, they accepted the gig.
That's the best thing about playing with seasoned musicians and real deal guys is they know their craft very well. Whereas when you play with some young guys, they need 2 or 3 rehearsals, but.
So what did you do? You sent them. You didn't have a CD. What did you send them?
I sent them some audio files and stuff for me, showing them and I sent the sheets. But even
so you read music.
Yes. Mm-hmm. So the saxophonist Jeremy Lappert, he didn't rehearse at all. He didn't listen to any of the music.
The what?
The saxophone player.
Oh, the saxophone player.
The saxophonist. Oh.
What are you saying? What word is that?
Is it saxophonist? I think
it's Australian. You wanted Australian.
I don't know, but I like it.
I mean, look
bloody sax player.
Bloody sax player. That works for me.
And so he didn't. Whatever. I just gave him the keys. Amazing job. Perfect.
Wow.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
And so, and the gig was well received. Did you get asked back?
Yeah, we did. I think I played there again, solo. A little while after, I can't quite remember, but yeah, we did.
And so what happened with your career from there? So what happened after that?
That was a good benchmark to show off a little bit, who I can play with and what we can do, what my songs sound like, what the live show is like.
Did you have a band back in Australia?
Yeah, I got musicians I used back then. There was nothing.
But not a band.
There was yeah. So.
And so when did the touring Africa and
that was around 2017 is when things started to come
recently. So now it's a few years later. You've been playing for a while. You have music that's come out and is produced and out in the world. Where can they find your music?
You can find it on YouTube under my name, Daniel Aranda.
Don't you want them to buy your music, Daniel?
You can go to iTunes as well. Sorry, I forgot about that.
Don't send them
I'm used to cheapskates. I'm sorry. But yes, iTunes. The bidding starts at $100 per single. That's good. iTunes, Spotify, everything, Amazon. It's everywhere.
And you have a website?
Yes,
Daniel Aranda.
Music.com.
Okay, so how did what was the first traveling to exotic land?
That was pretty neat.
Where'd you go? First time?
First was Uganda.
Uganda?
Yeah.
Because you thought that would be interesting.
I wanted to play somewhere that was a little bit more just different to what I'm used to doing. Give myself a bit of a challenge, see what a different audience is like.
And do they speak English in Uganda?
Yeah,
they do. And so, what was that like?
Yeah, it was interesting. They seemed to appreciate that I did the shows and stuff, so it was good. They liked the music. We just did a show there in December for around, I think it was like 3,000 people or something came to see me play, which was a pretty neat thing.
Very nice.
Because, back in school it was 3,000 letters waiting to get rid of me from school, so it was good.
And so you did something else. You did something for the homeless?
Yeah, well, we were raising money to provide adequate housing for specifically children that were living without parents in the slum there in Uganda, and one of the slums. And so we did that. We raised a fair bit of money, which is good. People.
You were the first Westerner.
That's what they've told me, that I was the first Westerner to play in a ghetto in East Africa.
Wow,
which is a nice thing.
Where else have you played?
Played in Italy, South Africa.
So how was it for you in Italy? So not everyone's going to speak English there.
Yeah, well, I speak Italian, so I did mainly Italian stuff. We did,
nice,
which was good. That was fun. Played a few other places around Australia. I've played New York here.
Where'd you play New York?
Brooklyn.
That's where my daughter lives.
Williamsburg. Yeah.
Nice. Was that fun?
Yeah, it was good.
Was it rowdy?
It was a little bit more.
Yeah.
You know, people want to have fun and drink, and you know.
Yeah.
A little bit less uptight.
Mm-hmm. How does an LA audience compare to an Australian audience?
Australian audience is a very. I'm trying not to be disparaging, but you're forcing me in.
I'm sorry.
I find that LA is a more encouraging music scene. It's competitive as hell.
I was just going to say.
At least it has a push.
Do you find that LA musicians give it up for you?
Look, I'm not gonna. I don't know if other musicians think, you know, if they think I'm good, or if I play good, or if I sing good. But the general kind of gist of what they seem to be feeding back is that what I do is a bit different. Because I play a bit of the older stuff and things like that. So I guess maybe for a few people it's a niche.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
No, yeah, that's good. And also, you have a very interesting. I listen to a bunch of your music and pop, but there's country influence. There's straight up rock and roll. So, like latest stuff. What's calling you right now?
The last 2 songs that I've put out, "Let Me In," which is a pretty straight country song, and the one I played at the start, "Last Night," which is kind of like a soft pop thing. All have a similar sound. My debut album's going to be coming out relatively soon. It'll have that sound.
So what made the 405? It's a fabulous song.
It's the cheesiest freaking song in the world.
No, it's really good. Did you play it already?
No, I didn't do it.
Can you do it?
I can do a little.
Can you do a little? It's so fitting.
Cruising down a lane on 405 and a 409, and I feel the vibes. Yeah, thinking about her lately. When she smiles, when she's got the time and she's got the lines. Yeah. Oh, oh.
You have like a lot of lyrics that are very LA based that we didn't get to hear just now, but that whole song is LA, which LA. But it's a very LA song, which I thought was hysterical. So Daniel, is it your hope to continue to do not only your music, but to incorporate it into doing important things in the world?
I think so. I don't think I would have expected a few years ago that would be the direction that I would be in or taking. But it's it's something that I'm very passionate about, and every time I go back to Africa and do these things, it's very fulfilling. We have a lot to do still. There's a lot of work to do. So
how about helping your native land? I mean, I'm thinking that a lot of money is going to be needed in Australia now to rebuild.
It's a bit tricky with that stuff. I mean, I'm always a little bit skeptical on where the money's going. You know what I mean? I haven't been in Australia to see much. I'll be back actually this week, so I'll be checking that out and seeing exactly what's going on a little bit more than from a screen. But yeah.
So, if you could set a path for yourself for your future, what would your highest dream be?
I'd love to write for other artists and produce other people. I don't give a crap about my own stuff that much, but I would love to be able to do stuff for other artists.
Like who? Like if you had your pick
of people from today.
Yeah, who would you like to work with?
I'd love to write a song for even somebody like Bieber. Would be nice. Justin Bieber. Would be
Justin Bieber. I could see that connection. Yep. I could definitely see that.
I had a good chat with Billie Eilish at the Grammys when I was there, and she's super talented, but she already writes better than anybody, I think. So
her and Phineas do.
Absolutely.
He's amazing. I just watched him on Jimmy Fallon, and he was saying how
was he on?
That he grabs sounds from weird places. So in Australia, the sound that's made when a street light, there's a rhythmic thing that happens, and he used it in Bad Guy.
Oh wow!
It's in there, and he played it. It's crazy. And then Billie was having her teeth sanded at the orthodontist, they have Invisalign or something, and there's drills on this zzz, and that's in another song. And he just like grabs like strange
sound bites. Yeah,
he just grabs these wild sounds and layers them. But their music's way more sophisticated. You know, electronic music. It's very sophisticated. But so you'd like to produce? So have you produced?
I produce all my stuff. It's all done by me. Yeah.
And do you play other instruments, or
yeah, I do. I write on the piano. I play guitar mainly, and I play drums and bass and stuff. So it's good.
So do you play everything when you record?
Yes, I do.
Do you use electronic, or do you play for real?
Occasionally it's electronic, depending on what sounds you want. And like that 405 is pretty much it's like an electric pop thing. Mm-hmm. But the recent song "Let Me In," I played the drums live on that. Played the bass on that.
Did you teach yourself to play those instruments, or did you take lessons?
Yes, no, I kind of watched a few videos and.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, so Pete, do we have any questions for?
We do not yet.
We do not yet. Well, if anybody, Crystal, hi. Crystal's driving to the write-off room, and she's watching us on our way. She's going to save us seats. Hi, Crystal.
I just tagged LAPD for her. So
I like Pete's comment here. Yeah.
Yeah. So
that's Cleveland.
So Daniel, how about giving us a taste of the "Let Me In"? Why don't you? Yeah. Not a taste. How about if you play it for us?
You want the whole thing?
I do. Let's hear it.
Yep.
Don't want to embarrass myself. Okay. I was only looking for a reason to come home. I was only hoping that you'd be there alone, yeah. Now I'm waiting out here, letting go of my fears, with a broken heart and some tears. So I say, just open up and let me in, 'cause loving you's my only sin. I've walked for miles through the lonely open roads through this, so let me hold you one more time. It's still just one last kiss. Just open up and let me in. Oh, when the sun sets tonight, I wanna be right by your side. And when the lights go out, just know what's lost will soon be found. I was only looking for a reason to come home. I was only praying that Vicki heard my songs, and I'm still waiting out here, letting go of my fears, with a broken heart and a jar of tears. So I still say, just open up and let me in, 'cause loving you's my only sin. I walk for miles through the lonely open roads for this, so let me hold you one more time. Still just one last kiss. Just open up and let me in. Just open up and let me in, 'cause loving you's my only sin.
Woo-hoo! Nice.
Thank you. Appreciate
I
it.
love that. So that'll be on your upcoming.
You betcha.
Is it an LP or an EP?
It'll be a full album.
It'll be a full
Yeah.
album. And when might people get to hear that?
I hope they enjoy it. When? Let me see. I think about 6 months from now is when it's going to come out.
Okay.
We don't have a release date yet, but
and so are you going to be traveling? Are you going to be playing out at all? Are you going anywhere? Got anything planned?
No, we nothing is set at the moment.
Okay.
But we'll be putting out the tour dates next month, I think.
Putting out the tour dates next month. And where are you going to be going?
There'll be some stuff in LA coming up later on. Mostly Australian stuff.
Well, you'll have to let us know when you're in LA and come and do Women Who Write.
Definitely.
And then we'll go in mass, like we're going to go tonight, and we'll go out and see you.
Sounds good.
And we'll come and find you at the Mint or wherever you end up. Before we go, can you play something because you have a very country influence, and I can't think of the name of the song that I listened to today that sounded very country. What am I talking about?
A song you heard of mine?
Yeah.
Could have been that one.
No, it wasn't that one. I think it was something. It was more country than that. It really sounded country.
Country Roads?
Yeah. No, it was one of Daniel's songs.
Was it sax in it?
I don't remember. I don't know. I won't make you play a country song, but is there anything else you'd like to play before we go?
Would you like something in Italian? I never get to do it, so.
Oh my God! Yes, please. Let's have something Italian.
I'll do half Italian, half English.
I'll do
quick 2.5 minutes of something.
You can do all the Italian you want.
Okay. Che bella cosa, una giornata sola, un'aria serena, dopo una tempesta, per l'aria fresca, pare già una festa. Che bella cosa, una giornata sola. Manna tu sole, più bello in me, oh sole mio, sta in fronte a te, oh sole mio, sta in fronte a te, sta in fronte a te. When I first saw you, with your smile so tender, my heart was captured, my soul surrendered. Oh, it's been a lifetime waiting for the right time, and now that you're here, time is near, Lord, at last. It's a now or never. Come hold me tight, kiss me, my darling, be mine tonight. But if tomorrow will be too late, it's now or never, my love.
That O Sole Mio was Now or Never.
That's the same song.
I never knew that was the same. Did you know that was the same song?
No.
I never knew that was the same song.
You know.
Thank you for that. That was an education that I didn't know I was going to get. Wow, I had no idea that was the same song. Well, Daniel, I really am grateful. I'm really happy. We've been talking on Facebook for a couple of years.
Thank you for having me.
So I'm really glad that you came and got lost getting to my neighborhood and everything, and traveled for 2 hours to get here, which is crazy. But I'm so grateful that you did. It was really good to meet you.
Absolutely.
Thank you for putting on your best Australian accent for us.
I tried my best.
Really appreciate that. Pete, thanks for being back there. So coming up, we have next week, we're going to have T-Bear, who played with Crosby, Stills & Nash, with Stephen Stills, with lots of people. He's a keyboard player. He's amazing. He's going to be at the Write-Off Room this Saturday night with people from the horn players from the E Street Band, and just all kinds of amazing players are going to be with him there. And a Vivino, not a Jimmy Vivino, but another Vivino. And we'll have T-Bear next week. Herman Matthews is going to be on soon. I'm trying to remember. Women Who Write, at the end of the month this month, Dee Wallace, the mother from E.T. Did you get to see E.T. in Australia?
I did, and I've met Dee once.
Have you?
Yeah, she's very nice.
You get around.
I try.
You do. You get around. You get around. T-Bear will also be playing in the house that day, and Dee's daughter, Gabrielle Stone, wrote a book about her failed marriage. She's like 27 years old, and she wrote a book about romance and failed. Eat, Pray. It's not Eat, Pray, Love, but it's Fuck My Life is it's hashtag FML, which I had to look up because I'm so uncool. Yeah. But anyway, she'll be here also, and I believe James Lee Stanley will be in the house. And I am, again, thank you so much. Pete, thank you so much. Do you want to play us out with something? Oh. You can play a cover, anything you want to play.
Oh, geez. Okay.
That's pressure. Geez. Anything. Little, small. Just because it's a nice way to go.
Let's do... I'll give you what I was playing before.
Okay.
Well, East Coast girls are hip. I really dig those styles they wear. And the Southern girls with the way they talk knock me out when I'm down there. The Midwest farmer's daughter really make you feel alright. And the Northern girls with the way they get the boyfriend warm at night. I wish they all could be California. I wish they all could be California. I wish they all could be Montrose girls.
Oh. Thanks so much. Thanks, Samuel.
Thank you.
It was wonderful to meet you, Pete. Thank you. We'll see you next week on Game Changers Wednesday. See you then. Thanks.